Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to take you through various factors you need to consider before investing in IT companies. The IT sector is one of the most crucial sectors of the Indian industry as well as one of the largest drivers of export revenue for the country. The industry currently contributes to about 7.7% of GDP and is expected to contribute to about 10% in 2025. India is currently the largest services provider in the world. The country has an edge primarily due to the availability of highly skilled and less costly manpower available. India is the leading sourcing destination in the world, serving about 55% of the global service sourcing market of an estimated size of USD 185 to 190 billion and the 38% market share of the BPM sourcing market. The Indian industry is mostly dependent on organizations outside of India for their revenues, a major driver being developed countries like America and Europe, which contribute over 60% of their overall revenues annually. They also receive contracts for client companies regarding the development of IT infrastructure or IT consulting, and their monetary size of the order book helps investors assess the company's revenues. A list of client order size also gives an indication of the size of orders the company receives and the expected revenue that can be generated from them. Like every company, IT companies also have their fair share of costs, with the majority coming from employee costs. Since IT players are engaged in the services business, its most crucial asset is its employees who code and develop IT solutions for the clients. Employee costs include salaries, bonuses, and other perks given by the company to its employees. It is critical to assess these costs in comparison to their revenues so as to keep track of margins. I will elaborate more on this aspect later in this video. Moving on to various parameters which you must look at as an investor in picking IT stocks. First being the employee cost to revenue ratio. An investor needs to assess the amount of revenue the company generates in comparison to the cost it incurs towards its employees. Higher the revenue generated per employee, the more efficiently the company is utilizing its employees. TCS has shown a slight increase in employee cost as a percentage of revenue over the last 5 years. A significant increase in this should immediately draw your attention, as a drastic increase in employee cost can hamper the company's margins. But in TCS's case, the share of employee costs in revenue has remained more or less stable, indicating a well-controlled approach by the company where the costs have not gone up significantly. Moving on, another important factor would be attrition rate and headcount of the company. TCS's employee strength rose from 354,000 in 2016 to 448,000 in 2020, an increase of over 26% in the workforce. The higher the number of employees in a company, the more projects can the company take up simultaneously, thereby boosting revenues. While employee growth is good, it should be noted that the company should effectively utilize its employee resources, and this cost should not hamper the profitability in any case. At the same time, attrition rate, which indicates the percentage of employees that have left the firm for the given year, should consistently reduce. A lower attrition rate means that the company has to utilize less resources in training employees, which reduces costs and time, improving productivity as a whole. TCS is the leader in this aspect as it has the lowest attrition rate in the industry at 12.1% as of 2020. Another factor to consider is that not all employees are engaged in a project all the time. Some workforce is always on standby in between projects. Therefore, it becomes critical to determine how much of the workforce is currently engaged and how many of the employees are on standby. We now look at the foreign currency risk exposure of the company. As IT companies mostly derive revenues from exports, they receive payments from clients in foreign currencies such as USD, Euro, GBP, JPY, etc., depending on the country. An investor has to therefore consider the importance of the foreign exchange rates so as to determine the effective revenue a company generates when the currency is converted back into INR. Therefore, IT companies announce revenues on constant currency terms, that is, revenue generated without currency conversion, and in INR, which is the effective revenue the company earns post-currency conversion. A depreciation in the rupee can be good for IT stocks as they earn the majority of their revenue in other currencies. Since foreign exchange rates can get volatile sometimes, these companies usually enter into derivatives to hedge future currency risk. That is, the exchange rate is predetermined at the start of the contract so that the realized revenues are unaffected by the forex movements going forward, thereby limiting the risk of the company. In conclusion, we recommend investors to look at both constant currency and INR revenues to determine how much of revenue and margins are generated from operating activities and how much is generated through forex movements. As you can see, IT infrastructure is built across multiple industries ranging from service industries such as banking to manufacturing and retail industry. An investor should look at the various verticals an IT company serves for two key reasons. First, to determine the consistency of revenues, and secondly, to assess the level of diversification the company has undertaken to generate income. Revenues should ideally be growing consistently over the years, and a CAGR growth of over 20% is best for a company. As you can see, we have taken the examples of industry heavyweights TCS, Infosys, and Wipro to put the point across. From the chart, we can see that the maximum revenue is generated from the BFSI sector, which stands for banking, financial services, and insurance. BFSI is a stable industry which constantly requires an efficient IT infrastructure for both back-end and front-end operations, while continuously requiring high level of security, thereby providing the IT industry with large opportunities. The other industries mentioned are retail, communications, technology, and manufacturing, among others. Moving on, we look at the geographic distribution of revenues of IT companies. As can be seen from the chart, majority of the revenues are derived from the US, followed by Europe. This trend is visible for all companies across the industry as developed nations adopt digitalization faster while keeping the latest technology. Since IT companies serve multiple geographies, investors should look at multiple factors, such as the stability of the economy and the relation India has with those economies, which can help in determining the stability and growth prospects these companies can take advantage of. Coming on to the return ratios, on an average, ROEs and ROCEs of companies range between 20 and 30%. The companies mentioned in our model portfolio show a higher 5-year average ROE and ROCE compared to the industry standards. This above average returns is what shows the efficiency of the company in returning value to its shareholders. TCS has delivered 38.1% average ROE, which is the highest among the large cap IT companies in India. Except for Infosys, all the other companies have generated ROCE over 40% on an average over the last 5 years. You must also look at the PAT growth of companies. A CAGR increase in PAT growth of over 20% is ideal, and slowdown in bottom line should raise red flags for an investor. Also, dividend yield of a stock can be checked. TCS offers the highest dividend yield at 4% among peers. Valuations are a critical part of evaluating if the investment deserves the price. An investor should always check the PE ratio of the IT stock it wants to invest in. The average for the IT industry is currently in the range of 15 to 22 times. TCS has the highest PE ratio among the given companies at 26.7 times, yet it is justified given the company generates higher growth than peers. Accordingly, investors should also look at companies which are fairly valued while offering good returns, such as L&T Infotech, which only carries a PE of 14.29 times while generating sufficiently high returns. While this summarizes the company-specific factors, there are certain other risks an investor should check before buying IT stocks. Globally, political risks which can arise and change the relations between two or more countries. This change can have a significant impact on trade and business, thereby affecting the revenue of the IT companies. Economic risks can also affect the revenues and margins, as when a country faces an economic downturn, it may focus on conserving cash and reducing discretionary spending, affecting the IT industry. While the constant currency revenues may not be significantly affected, sudden changes in the forex rates can affect the realized revenues for IT companies in India, such as an event where the INR appreciates against other currencies, thereby reducing the realized revenues of the companies. While innovation and technology is a positive driver for the industry, a failure to adopt or the implementation of the same may impact the business for a company as competitors take over the market share from the company, thereby affecting revenues. A rise in attrition can impact the margins and in extreme cases can also affect the execution of projects on time. This not only increases the training costs but also results in the company facing difficulty in generating higher revenue per employee. The delay in completion of projects can affect the goodwill the company enjoys, thereby facing the potential of loss of market share. Thank you very much for tuning into Samco, and we hope you have learned how to look at IT companies.